with the recording. There we go. Easy peasy. Thanks for joining me, you guys, for our July boot camp. So our boot camps are really focused on doing like one intensive training on one topic rather than a little bit of everything. That's different from the meeting because there's no recognition. It's just all about one concept with as many ideas as we possibly can. So I'm excited because today is booking. And I know that booking for everybody is kind of one of those topics where, I don't know, it just never seems to get old. It's always about getting new ideas. What's really cool about booking and talking about booking too is that you could literally hear something for the 15th time, but then the 15th time that you hear it, you're like, that was genius. And you're just in a place to go and do that specific kind of activity. So I'm going to talk about booking a couple different ways. I wanted to start off with talking about booking parties at your parties, because some of you know this about me, some of you don't. The idea of booking parties with strangers, I find horrifying. It's not my happy place to talk to strangers at all. I don't like it. I'm not super comfortable with it. I don't want to. And so for me, I'm like booking parties at parties is the ultimate, because I'm already in front of a group of women that want to be there. So if all I have to do is tip them over the edge, like that is where 150% of my energy goes, is if I know that I have a captive audience, that's who I'm going to focus on booking. So I really always like to emphasize that. So I wanted to talk to you guys because some of you have been going through our new consultant training. Some of you will be getting it soon once we kind of launch it to the whole group. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the booking game, because if you're not playing the booking game, you are missing out big time. So I wanted to show you mine. I have super bright, super fun colored envelopes, and actually they're more neon in person. I'm going to tell you right now, don't chintz on your envelopes for your booking game, because the brighter and funner they are on the outside, the more likely people are to pick them. I'm actually going to go through with my Sharpie today and write like, pick me, I'm awesome, I'm the best, you're a badass. And I'm going to write all sorts of shit on them and make them look really cute and fun. I'm also going to tell you guys right now, that nobody like ever picks orange, like ever. So side tip between you and I, my orange one is always my most expensive gift and it gets picked the least. So just side tip for you guys. But inside here, so we've actually revamped the prizes for the pass or play. Why did I go blur? There we go. So we've revamped it. And instead of giving them specific items, instead of discounts, we wanted to simplify it for you guys. So they just say any product under $20 for free. There's 20 per sheet. There's two $20 free items. There's one $25 free item, and there's one $30 free item. So I just printed out 4 copies of these little vouchers. I really wanted to focus on showing the hostesses and the people at my parties how much the hostess gets spoiled. So I have a bunch of these printed out. And then what I'm doing is I have them with me at the parties. So when someone picks an envelope, they pull it out. I keep this. But I actually pull one from my like little stack. So I put this one back in the envelope. That way I always have them in my envelopes and I don't screw. I screwed somebody over. I felt so awful. She played the booking game, opened it, and it was empty. It was like the biggest like womp womp because I had let the woman take it. So I always make sure that the one that she picks goes back in the envelope. But then I have a stack like paper clipped of my $20, my $25, and my $30. I grab them and I write her name on them, and then I put them with her Connect card. And then what I'm doing is at the party, I'm recycling the same gift bag. I just have a gift bag with some tissue paper, which I just fold up so it doesn't take up like any room in my bag. And then when I get to her party, I'm slipping her voucher in the bag, and then I'm actually giving it to her in front of everybody. And I'm just saying, hey, Anna, like, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. You know that when you booked your party, you got an extra special bonus gift. So inside here is your gift. And then I am saying, I can't wait to see what you pick. That way it's not like there's a present. She's not expecting a present in it. And I'm triggering her mind that she got that voucher. So she's not like, what the fuck, it's a piece of paper. Like, so I'm saying, I can't wait to see what you pick. That's actually been working really, really well, because then everybody is seeing her get a gift. So then when I play the envelope game, I'm able to be like, this is what Anna earned. Like, this is what was in her goodie bag. And I can kind of make a bigger deal about the envelopes. So that's been working really well. So this is kind of the traditional game. We call it pass or play. There's obviously a ton of variations on this game, so I wanted to talk about those. Standard version of pass or play is that you are basically explaining the hostess rewards, you're explaining all of the hostess goodies, you are letting them know that if they even kind of sort of want to book a party with you, that they're just going to pick out an envelope, and then if they don't, that's okay. They just say pass. So then you just go around, you ask each woman, do you want to pass or do you want to play? So that's the super kind of standardized version of this game. Now we amped it up with the 3 bookings postcard. And the 3 bookings postcard is in your Dropbox. If you've been around for a while, then you have that from the training files. So what that's doing is that's incentivizing 3 party bookings. Now that actually plays on another variation that I prefer to play, because you guys know, like, anything outside of my comfort zone, I'm like, nope, I've been in this business 13 years. I don't want to do anything new. I broke a record. I don't have to. Like, like anything that I can use to be in my comfortable little bubble.
I love you, Lucy.
I don't want to put pressure on people. I don't like it. And I think, and here's what I'll tell you guys, is that for me, there is such a visible energy dip for me when I do something that I'm uncomfortable with, that sometimes it's worth it and sometimes I need to get creative and find a way around it, because it's such a, like, during my parties, my energy is up here. So if I go to book parties and my like just genuine energy drops to down here, they can feel it. So I can do everything right, but because they feel that energy shift, I lose business. So the variation that I play, because I'm good at pressuring one person at a time. So my variation on this game is that I make my hostess play it. So what I'll do then is I will explain the game to her, usually before anybody else gets there. I will also explain the 3 bookings postcard, and I make a really big deal about how she needs 3 parties, and I'm going to make it really easy for her to do that. I'm still explaining the game, right? I'm still like, okay, ladies, we need to get 3 party bookings tonight so that we can hook Anna up with any item in the catalog up to $100 for free. I know she wants it. Her and I have been talking. She deserves it. I know it's on her wish list. My average hostess already gets between $100 and $200 in free stuff. So getting an extra $100 is a big freaking deal. She could pick out a Serena. She could pick out an opening act. She could pick out like whatever she freaking wants. So this is awesome. So I know that you guys want to help her out, and I know she wants to help you out too. Let's make this easy and painless for her. She is going to come around and she is going to ask you whether or not you want to book a party. If you even sort of kind of want to book a party, you're going to take one of these envelopes. I don't know if you guys remember the little baggie that I gave her with her gift earlier. That was from these. So you guys are going to get these at your party just like Anna did. And best part ever, at your party, you're going to get the opportunity to also get $100 free items. So obviously you want to hook her up with a party. Please know, I don't care if you have 3 women, 10 women, 20 women. Don't feel any pressure. Don't worry about any of the details. If you even kind of sort of want to have one, you're going to grab an envelope. If you don't, then you get to tell Anna no. So Anna, here you go. And then she's going to go around and she gives her friends the cards. So it totally takes the pressure off me. Where we have the pressure is that we have to get our hostess excited. We have to get our hostess engaged. We have to make her want it. That's where your superpowers kind of come into this game. In some ways, having the hostess play it is actually more prep work than you playing it yourself, because if you don't prep your hostess right, then it's not going to work. As an example, I like to know what's on her wish list. So if I know that she has an item around $100 on her wish list, let's say an opening act, right? I might say during my opening act demo, you guys, I'm going to throw Anna under the bus. She wants this. And you guys are going to have the chance to help her earn it later. So you can sprinkle in all of these little things throughout your demo, again, to put pressure on the guests. I love that it doesn't feel like it's you. So it doesn't make me as uncomfortable as asking them pass or play. Another variation on this game is kind of pass, play, or upgrade. And that would be where you're doing exactly the same thing. You could do it, your hostess could do it. And then you would have a whiteboard or a card or something with like 3 bonus dates. If they say upgrade, it's because they want to pick one of those 3 dates. Each one of those dates has a bonus gift. So I like to keep it simple. So I'll say something like ×2, which means it is either 2 $20 items or 2 $40 items, whatever you prefer. Or ×3. I mean, you can go big. Like if you have a date that you really, really, really want to fill, do it ×4. Or make it a guaranteed $100 shopping spree at her party. So you're going to have those bonuses on the upgrade sheet. So then instead of pass or play, it's pass, play, or upgrade. Now, one of the things that I know happens sometimes with this game is that some women are actually really good at playing it, almost too good. And at a party of 6 women who all know each other, they're booking 6 parties and they're losing 4 of them. So they're getting a really high cancellation rate because they're really good at getting women to just pick an envelope no matter what. I'll tell you, I'm not that good at this game. When I get 2 to 3 party bookings, I consider it a win. But for me, those 2 to 3 parties pretty much always hold. Like they're real parties. They do not book with me when they're kind of like chintzy maybes. I don't know why. I have not figured that out yet. So if you find that you're good at getting like 6 women that have no money and no friends to book parties at your parties, and they are just canceling, then I would play the pass, play, maybe. So there's kind of a maybe option thrown in there. And what you'll do differently is when you play pass or play, you'll just say something like, okay, ladies, if you want to book a party with me, you are going to go ahead and you're going to grab an envelope and you're going to open it up and you're going to hold on to that voucher because that is what you are getting at your party. So keep your voucher out, loud and proud it so that we can all see it because I'm excited to hook you up with that item. If you are a maybe, go ahead and grab an envelope, but do me a favor and keep it closed. So don't open it up yet. And if you are a pass, you're just going to go ahead and say pass. So then you have 3 stages. Then in the ordering room, if she has one that's not open, you know that she's a maybe. And what I like to do with those maybes is I might ask her like, hey, your friend Sarah actually already booked a party. Do you know Sarah? And she's like, yeah, Sarah and I are like best friends. Oh my gosh. Then why don't you run out, go and talk to Sarah? Why don't you guys co-host a party? Since you're a maybe anyway, co-hosting might be easier for you. And they're like, oh my gosh, that would be so much easier. Heck yes. And you say, okay, awesome. So then you talk to Sarah and you're like, hey, are you good with co-hosting? She's like, hell yeah, I'm totally good with co-hosting. Perfect. Here's what I'm going to do. As long as each of you, so Anna, why don't you go ahead and open up your envelope too? Sarah, you got any $30 item. Anna, you got any $25 item. As long as you each have 5 of your own people at the party, you will each get your free gift. Okay, so then you can kind of work with your maybes rather than kind of shoving booking down everybody's throat. If you want to offer them both the free gift, go for it. That's completely and entirely up to you. You could say something like, if there's 10 women at the party, you each get one. One of the things, though, that I find, or, you know what, if they're like, oh, but you know what, I'm the location and she's the people person, sweet. You provide a solid location. We do not cancel your party due to location. There is no kids, no men, no babies, no location issue. That gift is yours. As long as we have women at the party ready to shop, this gift is yours. Cool? And they're like, yeah. So then they each kind of have a job, if that kind of makes sense. So I like the past player maybe because I feel like it gives you a signal as of to who is all in and who is not. Does that make sense? Okay. So then the other thing that you guys can do in terms of variations on your pass or play, here's what I'm going to tell you guys. Pass or play works. The mentality behind pass or play works. It's not confusing. There's not a ton of details. Almost every single booking game out there is a variation on pass or play, with a couple of exceptions, obviously. So I wanted to share with you guys some fun variations. I know for those of you that have been on the team for a minute, you've seen some of them. As an example, around St. Patrick's Day, there's all sorts of St. Patrick's Day shit everywhere. There's like the little straws with the little like boingy things on them, or the little pencils. That's pass or play. So all you guys would do is print out this sheet so that you have it in your party bag or in your party binder. Write like a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, or a number 4 on your vouchers. And then on your little St. Patrick's Day pencils, write down number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And then you're playing exactly the same game. You're just like, you get to pick a St. Patrick's Day pencil. If you want to do it with the candy bars, do it with the candy bars. Stick a little piece, put a little heart sticker on them, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Around Halloween, dump it in one of those jack-o'-lantern buckets. In the summer, I think it's a pain in the ass because they're heavy. I think it's fun to play them on flip-flops. So they get to pick a flip-flop, labeled 1, 2, 3, or 4. You could have like a bucket with those little like sand, like the little kids' sand tools in them, right? So I don't know, that'll cost you what, $10 at the dollar store, have 8 of them in there. Again, Sharpie, numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you have these made up, you can recycle them each season. Valentine's Day, have something chintzy in there for Valentine's Day. 4th of July, you could have had little mini flags. Like, you can theme it however the hell you want. You can have fun with it. You can make it cute, but you're still playing pass or play. The only difference is that you can't have the maybe variation unless there's something that they can kind of do different. The other one, we learned this one at retreat. You guys have to get your butts to retreat. We learned so much cool shit at retreat. So it's going to be in Mount Hood this year. Sometimes gals, especially if you're not local, assume that this is not an event that you travel to. This is like National Training and World Conference. This is an event that women fly in from all over the country. You guys, I'm going to tell you guys, but it's still a secret. I'm going to tell you guys, for being on the boot camp, who our trainer is. We're going to have Lindsay Driver in the house.
Are you kidding? She's one of my favorites. I love Lindsay.
Yep, and I'm so excited. So don't say anything on the group yet.
Okay, okay, but then I have to jump up and down on here because it's the only place I can express it.
I know. Her and I have been talking about it actually since retreat last year. We had her on the fence for last year, but she had something come up. So it's gonna be awesome. So stoked. So you guys, her energy, if you have not heard of Lindsay Driver, you need to get on her Facebook page, just Lindsay Driver. You need to follow her.
Oh, she's awesome.
And stalk her because she is a badass. But get your butts to retreat.
Oh, hell yeah.
So this was a booking game that we actually got from Julene Cote last year. Again, variation on pass or play. Like I don't remember what she calls it. It's like, book your hunk or something, I don't know. But basically they pick a stud muffin for picking a date with you. So they are just pulling it off. Hers are Velcroed on here. One of the things that I liked was that it's in a folder, which makes it really easy for you to take with you. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys though. You could play exactly the same booking game and have 4 of your colored envelopes on here that say, pick me, blah, blah, blah. One could have a hot dude. One could have a hot chick. One could have hearts and shit all over it. One can be bejeweled. One could have, that's another thing. You guys could do these with your summer themes or your theme parties. So they're picking their theme when they're picking their party. So many different ways that you guys can personalize this exact same game. Because guess what's in here? Same thing as your booking vouchers, right? Like you guys are just recycling those exact same booking vouchers, just in creative, fun, different ways. I would highly suggest. So she has, I think, 1 chick on here. She also, it freaking cracks me up. She has George Costanza on there that says keeping it real. And I just think that shit's fucking hilarious. So she's got 1 chick. She's got 1 dude that's not crazy good looking. I would maybe throw 2 chicks in there. I would also have fun with it, right? Like there's a picture, who was it? Of like The Rock. And he's like wrangling a bunch of like kindergarten kids. That's hot. Like put that shit on here. That way it's not all just kind of dream candy. Or have a picture of a dude doing the dishes, you know, like make it fun, have a good time with it. But yeah, so variation on the pass or play game. Like I said, you could still do this with your themes. I would just cut your folder in half, and then you've got like 8 themes for them to choose from. Like I said, you could even just make cute versions of these if you don't want it to be with dudes. So it makes it easy for them. Pass or play, pass or play, pass or play, pick your hunk, right? So really simple, really easy, but really, 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 really important. So do any of you have any oh yeah, I like that, Sarah Vance. I was told to get some normal looking chicks. Yeah. And I think here's what I'm going to say is that I would either make this like a fantasy board where, because I mean, let's be real, these dudes don't look like real dudes either. So that would be my response if they were like, you need some like normal looking girls. I'd be like, girl, this is a fantasy board. Like, these are not normal looking men either. Right? Like, my husband does not look like that. So, but that's where, yeah, if you want to have more of a realistic one, do it more realistic. If you want to have a fantasy board, make it a full-on fantasy board. Because to me, the chicks are not necessarily on here. They're either on here because it's a straight chicks, ridiculously stunning, like one time I'm going to be a lesbian chick. Or it's, you know, it's for our gals that aren't straight, in which case this is their fantasy board too. Why they have to pick normal looking chicks when we get sexy ass man candy? That's not fair. Right? So, Sarah, I will upload the new booking vouchers to the Facebook group. And then you guys, like I said, we're working really, really, really hard on getting this new Dropbox out and launched to everybody. So watch for that soon, because we'll probably do a Zoom call where we do an orientation on the new Dropbox. Okay, does anybody have any questions on booking games at your okay, I have one more variation for you. So this is something that I used to do forever ago. I got tired of carrying it around with me. I'm sorry I didn't grab my example. I got distracted. I finally started using my Roomba that I won like a year ago from Pure Romance, and it's been like buzzing off in the background, and I'm so distracted because robot vacuums are the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen. So another variation for you guys on your 3 bookings postcard, you are still going to have the postcard, because again, we want this to be as streamlined across the board. So we don't want you to have to print out a bunch of different shit all the time and remake new shit all the time. But it's called the bow ribbon lid game. You go and you buy like a little gift box. It's about this big. You literally fold the 3 bookings postcard and shove it in there. Like, so it's simple, it's easy. You want to tie it with a ribbon, and then you want to slap a bow on it. Here's what I would suggest if you want to continue to play this game. You keep the box, you keep the ribbon, and you keep the bow. I would actually either Velcro the ribbon, or I would Velcro the bow. So you can do it with like a fake flower, you can get creative with it, but you want it to be really easy for her to use. Also, if you are Velcroing the the ribbon on the top, I would super glue it to the bottom. That way, again, you don't lose the ribbon. But basically, you are gonna make a dirty joke or have fun with it about how, you know, if the hostess gets 3 party bookings, she's gonna get this $100 item, and you guys are gonna help her undress her box. And they're all like, and then you hand her the box, right? So you're gonna say, when she gets 1 party booking, she gets to take off the bow. When she gets 2 party bookings, she gets to unwrap the ribbon. When she gets 3 party bookings, she gets to take off the lid. She is gonna get that item up to $100 for free at her party. So you're just kind of making a big deal about how she gets to undress her box, right? So it's just kind of a fun factor. And then especially when you're playing the game, right? If somebody says play, you're like, take off the ribbon, take off the ribbon. Oh my God, she needs 1 more. So it allows you to build up more energy around those 3 party bookings. Like, okay, who's going to be her first one so that she gets to take off the bow, right? Or she's there with her box, with her thing, like, okay, pick one, because I want to undo the box, right? Like, so it just, again, amplifies the energy around it. So that one's bow ribbon lid. But again, it's just an amplification of the 3 bookings postcard. So, okay, any questions? If you guys want, you can like wave at me because I have everybody muted. Any questions? Okay, Cindy, let me unmute you.
No.
Oh, David.
Okay, sorry, Lucy. I have a question because my the man was taking the kids to go get bathed, so I missed the part of what's in the box.
It's the 3 booking postcard.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's the 3 booking postcard.
Nice.
Yep, and then I mean, if you are, if you want to, like, if you've been around for a minute, and you would prefer to do like you have no problem remaking. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. It's totally fine for you to remake stuff when you have the basics down. I know that you have the basics down, Cezanne. I know that you know how to use the 3 bookings postcard. You can keep the 3 bookings postcard for yourself and just put, again, one of these vouchers in there. But to be honest with you, I'm like, why not recycle the same thing?
Right.
You know, like, because then she can pull it out, write her names, you take it, fill in the dates, give it back to her. That's her coupon.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, okay, that makes me think, though, that I kind of, okay. Sorry, please hold. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking out loud, but okay, there we go. Any other questions on the booking game, or the 3 bookings postcard, or any of the variations?
One thing just for anybody who doesn't know, like I used to just say, oh yeah, you get $100 worth of stuff. And then I would kind of almost screw myself a little bit. And then I finally read the thing and I was like, no, it's an item up to $100, because so many people don't pick an item up to $100. They pick something simple. Like I've had a heart massager or like a coochie. Like, I'm like, that's all you want? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Sure.
No, yeah, you guys, let's say, so I suggest, on our new consultant training has it at $100. I offer $200, just so that you guys all know. You are more than welcome to offer $200, because again, same thing. People don't pick expensive stuff. And also too, you've got to look at your party average. Like my party average is well over $1,000 per party. I'm making $300 to $500 per party. A $200 item costs me $100. So it's costing me $35 basically per party. That's worth it for me. And then chances are, you know, she's not picking anything anyway. Also, the 3 bookings postcard does actually say on it that they need to contact you to redeem within 60 days of the last party. So you do not, I think it's nice business for you to contact her and give her a heads up, but you do not have to do that. So I'm actually gonna talk about bookings that way also. Let me pull my Dropbox up here. I'm gonna screen share with you guys here real quick. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so then in our new Dropbox that we've got going on here, we have tracking. You guys, the booking tracker, I know that it's an Excel spreadsheet, which makes some people die on the inside. Excel is not hard, just YouTube it, especially a sheet like this is not hard. You could even have a paper copy of this if you want to. I use this to track all of my party bookings. It actually, from anywhere and everywhere. And so the reason why, okay, I'm gonna show you guys mine, and it's gonna be embarrassing. But I want you guys to know too, I don't magically pull bookings out of, you know, a unicorn's ass. So this was my last little bit. So look at Nikki's party, Lucy played a booking game and she booked a party. At Brandy's, she did not play a booking game. At Becca's, she did not play a booking game. At Amy, she did not play a booking game. Oh, look, Lucy had 4 or 5 shitty parties in a row where she didn't even talk about booking fucking parties, which means I didn't book anything. And then I was like, oh shit. And then I started booking parties again. And so then I stopped tracking them. But here's why I think it's important to track it. This is not acceptable. Like doing 5 parties back to back and not booking any parties is not acceptable. under like any circumstances ever. So I actually think it's important that you track your bookings so that number one, you can see what's working. Maybe you play a variation on the booking game. And then you could even make little notes like on the side here, like played St. Patty, version, or did bow ribbon lid. And as you're playing them, you can track and see what works for you and what doesn't. And then we suggest that when you are when those parties hold, you just make it a habit. You go and you highlight them green. If they don't hold, you highlight them red. But then what I could do here, so like Lucy Heinen as our hostess, we booked Kari, Miriam, and Jackie. Jackie didn't hold. Well, then guess what? I can call Lucy and be like, Lucy, you need one more party booking, girl, because one of your 3 canceled. Who do you know that can book a party so I can hook you up with that $100 item? So you can utilize that bookings postcard like nobody's business if you are willing to just track how many women are booking parties at your parties. So I would highly, 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 highly suggest doing that. And then, like I said, it also just kind of helps hold you accountable, which I think is important. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some general booking ideas, things that you guys can kind of go out and do to get some party bookings, some types of parties that you guys can have on your own. Number one, you have to talk to people. You have to be willing to ask for the sale. That's part of why I like to have little goodie bags with me, is because it's a way that I can offer them something in exchange for their information. I don't necessarily want to hit them up for a party in the middle of Fred Meyer's. Some women can and do a killer job at it. That's never been me. I do much better just getting their information and then adding them to Facebook and getting their info later. A lot of people feel really comfortable with me. They accept my friend request. I will shoot them a friend request then and there, or have them friend request me from their phones. That makes it really easy for me to dump them into my VIP group and do business with them later. If you can get them to book on the spot though, fabulous. Take a little calendar with you, like a little mini open date card. There's also apps on your phone, free, they call them prize wheel apps. And you can type in whatever prizes you want. And so you could go out and about with your little prize wheel app, work up conversations like, hey, my name is Lucy. I'm sorry, I know this is kind of weird, but I am looking actually to build my business in this area. I do pure romance. Have you ever heard of it before? And they're like, oh yeah, I love pure romance. You're like, oh my God, okay. Then you're exactly the kind of woman that I'm looking for. I am looking for 2 awesome women today that would like to have a free in-home party with me. You get to spin this super freaking fun prize wheel. We can confirm your date in 2 or 3 days, so you can just pencil something in order to spin to win. What do you think? Is that something that you would be interested in? Right? So it's kind of fun. You got to be fast. You got to be high energy when you guys are doing that. And I'm going to tell you, go where your customers are. Like if you are booking parties at garage sales, listen, ain't nothing wrong with garage sailing. I love a bargain too. But if you're wondering why your parties are low sales, you might want to think about where you're booking these women. If you are going to wineries that have like wine tastings and you're talking to the women there, chances are you're going to have women that have a little bit more cash money, right? If you are going to the dinky ass little nail salon on the corner, not a damn thing wrong with that. That's okay. But again, you might have a different clientele than if you go to the one in the super, super bougie neighborhood where a freaking pedicure is $120, right? So go where your people are. This is also important if you guys have kids, right? Go where your kids' moms are, because moms equals cash money. So sporting events, baseball games, talk to these people, right? Build relationships. But at a certain point, you have to bring up your business and you have to seal the deal with them. I feel like the birthday girls, messaging has been going pretty well for a lot of you guys. It's starting to kind of become a habit to contact all of your birthday girls for next month. If you're not doing that, that's huge. Go into Facebook, search birthdays. It'll pull up everyone that has a birthday this month and next month. You go through and you message every single woman that has a birthday next month and you offer her a pure romance birthday party. The one that I don't think that anybody is doing yet that I really like doing is that you host a party in your own home. Do a spa party or a full party, whatever you want to do, but you're only inviting the birthday girls that are local to you. So you're inviting your customers. You can also send them an email via the media center. Everybody that has a birthday that month, you can invite them to that party. I like it to be a spa party though, because it's all about pampering them and making them feel special for their birthday. So you're just inviting them to your house to celebrate them. So it's a good way of really easily getting a party on the books, because even if you only have 3 or 4 people, who cares? Like, it is, again, no skin off your nose. It's a bonus. And then at your party, you stand chances of getting them, obviously, to book their own party as well. Give out goodie bags, give out business cards at restaurants, go up to like ladies' nights. If you guys can look up what bars and kind of hangouts have ladies' nights and hit up ladies' nights, obviously you're going to have more women in that bar during that night. Go up to them with Basic Instinct, offer that as your free gift. If they're like, oh my gosh, this stuff smells so good, be like, who wants it free? Like, let's be honest, you guys obviously like together, so whose house are we having this party at? You're not asking like who's booking a party with me, but out of the table of 4 or 5 women, you're asking them whose house are we having this at? Like, when are we doing this? You're assuming the booking, and I think that that's really important too. This was a thing when I moved into North Plains. I don't know if it's still a thing everywhere. Find out if there's a welcome wagon in your town. Have any of you guys ever had a welcome wagon before? No? Okay. So when I moved in, somebody showed up with this big ass basket full of shit and was like, we're the welcome wagon. I'm like, oh my God, I've seen this shit in movies. This is not actually a thing. And they're like, no, it's a thing. But what it did was it had a gift basket from local businesses. So there was business cards, like I got a plumber, I got an electrician, I got like a moving company, there was a cleaning like thing in there. There was a like coupon for the local grocery store. Like there was all sorts of fun, cool shit in there. So look up Welcome Wagon and see if there's one in areas. It doesn't even have to be your area, right? It can just be areas that you party in. So check that out. Another one would be utilizing women that have a stationary workplace that come in contact with women on a regular basis. So your nail gal, your hair gal, your gyno, if she's cool, if it's a chick, or if your gyno has a medical assistant, that's pretty cool. Anyone that has a stationary workplace where women come in and out of, set up a catalog and offer her a referral. So it might take you a while to find some gals that are willing to do it. You can also do it with more than one. Be like, hey, listen, you and I have talked for a really long time. I do Pure Romance. You've had some products. If she doesn't have any products, hook her up with some so she can try them. And be like, I know that you're going to fall in love with this. And so I want to hook you up with a referral bonus. You guys could make it cash. You can make a product. I don't care. As long as I'm booking parties, it doesn't matter to me. Give her a catalog. Give her some little like ballots where like they can sign up. I would have her send them to you, like take a picture of it, then she can shove it in the ballot box, but have her send it to you and be like, hey, this girl just came in. She put her info in the ballot box. She was kind of interested in booking a party. Offer her $25 per booking that holds. Like, get her working for you, because she's already sitting there. She's already chatting with them. It gives her something to talk about. She can share with them like, oh my gosh, like her parties are so fun. I freaking love them. You should do a party too. She can check out the catalog. She can fill out the info. But again, you're exchanging it for that information. So you want to collect the information from people, not just like, hey, I have a girl that wants to book a party. But having her fill out the information. So basically at her station, she would have a small little ballot box. You want to keep it little because you don't want to clutter up her workspace, right? Don't go in there with this giant ass shoebox, right? So just a little ballot box, have a couple ballots and a catalog, and then she's getting $25 per booking. So you guys can do this at nail salons. You guys can do this at wedding shops, especially privately owned wedding shops. And then another way for you guys to book parties is to hook up with event planners. Like, if they're already planning the wedding, how cool if they can suggest the bachelorette party too and give her a really solid resource for a banging bachelorette party. So you'll want to go out, look, there are so many event planners out there. It is fucking unreal. So even blasting on your Facebook, like, hey, I'm looking for event planners, and even florists, like those might be somebody that we don't think about. But if they're doing, flowers for somebody's big day, like that's pretty freaking cool. I had one gal that I worked with, gosh, it's been like 2-3 years now, maybe. She did bouquets, and she laughed and she was like, men in the doghouse, man, are my number one flower order. And I laughed and I said, I love that we both have products that get men out of trouble. And she laughed. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, I sell pure romance. And so what we did, and I actually got a couple orders from it. She moved. So we stopped doing it and I didn't hook up with anybody else. But what we did was, like she said, she was a privately owned business. It was her and like 2 other women, I think, that worked in her shop. So whenever a man would call, she's like, we knew when their ass was in trouble. Half the time they would even say it. They could buy a $100 Pure Romance gift card from me that shipped with their flowers. So I might not necessarily get bookings, but what I would do now moving forward is I would make it a $50 gift card or $150. So a lot more money if she has a party, but they're already buying it for $50, right? So she has $50 free and clear, or $150 when she has a party, which is basically her $50 in products plus a $100 shopping spree. So then you could potentially turn that into a party booking, but they are getting the catalog and the coupon and the flowers from their man. So I would deliver, like, I think we only did like 20 or 30 at a time. And I would say that out of the 30, I probably got 15 orders, which is pretty good, because he already spent, it is an actual coupon, like an actual, gift card. It's not a, you potentially get free money. He did buy it. So, but that was really fun. So feel free to get creative, you guys, like have fun with it and get creative. So I love the referral bonuses. I love the referral credits. Go to anywhere that has ladies' nights or happy hours. You could also host your own neighborhood happy hour or your own neighborhood like block Pure Romance party. Print out your invitations and go around your house like a 2 or 3 block radius and just slip invitations under, onto the door. I get really uncomfortable about like our shit saying Pure Romance like on people's doorsteps for whatever reason. Like as a mom, I feel like if Cadence found it, it would kind of bother me, even though it's funny, I'm 100% down for the products, but it would make me uncomfortable. So I would put them in an envelope and I would write to the woman of the house, like love your, neighbor Lucy, like, or heart XOXO, your neighbor Lucy. So it's an invitation to the party. So it's not to book, but you guys could do that too. You could do a like, hey neighbor, same thing, offer a free, $15 item, which we don't have, or $15 off her order, or $100 shopping spree when she books a party with you. So I always amp up whatever coupon I'm giving. It's like, I amp it up if they have a party. I make it better, right? So they still have the coupon if they just want to use that, but then they can amp it up to book a party. The other thing that you guys can do, obviously bridal shops, bank tellers, gyno offices, network with the event planners, right? Your kids, all that stuff. So then on Facebook, all right, let me see if I have any other ideas here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, nope, that's good. Okay, perfect. If you want to do a party swap with another direct sales consultant, you can do that. My suggestion, this is going to sound awful, make sure that she's good at what she does. If you have someone that's really hardcore struggling to do any parties at all, she might have a hard time getting women to her party. So just something to kind of consider. Another thing that you guys can do is do a drawing or a raffle on social media for free donuts, catalogs, and samples for their office. So for the women in their office. Let's be real, there are a lot of offices out there where five or six women work and they kind of band together. There might be 1 or 2 fringe women, but all in all, we tend to band together. So what you do on your Facebook is you put up a post about like who wants to enter their office place, ladies, to get hooked up with some goodies, some treats, and a little like mini, mini party. I will bring the sweet treats. I will bring the samples. I will bring the goodies. I would just need you to drop your name to be in to win for your office. So then all they're doing is they're just commenting with their name, or they can comment with a GIF or whatever. And again, though, it's enter your office in to win. But what they don't know is that behind the scenes, you're obviously going to be giving it to everybody. You know what I mean? You bring a little baggie of donuts, like little donut holes work really good, or a little thing of like strudels or whatever from Fred Meyer's. Find out from her, pick a day and pick a time. Like, when is your lunch hour next week? Tell all your ladies. I would actually mail her a couple of invites, or just send her something that she could print out to give to everybody, so that they all know that you are coming on Tuesday at noon. You're going to go in with the little bag of goodies. You're going to go in with some samples and some little free stuff. You're going to go in with a catalog, and you're going to go in with your party to go bag so that you can show it off. Now, my goal, I know that a lot of gals go in with the goal of sales. My goal is to go in and come out with at least 1 or 2 party bookings. Because then you can ask them, like, okay, who's booking their full on party so that you guys can see everything? Like, that's my goal, is to secure a party date. But again, when you guys can get women together in a group of people, it makes it so much easier to say which one of you or which 2 of you are having a party, so that we can all see all of the fun things. Because then usually 1 or 2 other women chime in like, oh my gosh, Lisa, you should do it. Do you guys know what I mean? You guys agree with that? Beautiful. Okay. All right. So then another thing that you guys can do on your Facebook, this one, I actually feel like it's weird how certain verbiage works really well. I've had good success with this one. Hey friends, I wanted to pass along some unused hostess rewards if anyone wants to use them. I hate seeing free stuff go to waste. Message me for deets. There's something about the idea of waste that people really, really don't like. So it sounds like it makes it feel like a tangible thing that you have to like throw in the trash and nobody else ever gets again. So that can really lead to bookings. I also really, really liked this message for your VIP group that kind of talks about the different types of parties that we do, and I will post these for you guys in the group. It's, hey VIPs, did you know that we have lots of options for party styles with me? The 8 is great, or the perfect 10, right? Which are those mini parties, birthday and bachelorette, fundraiser parties, spa parties, 50 shades parties, or you could call them fun and fantasy, playgroup parties, office parties. So it gives them a general idea of the types of different things. You can do a pick your theme post. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. You could also do a, I call it Stupid Cupid because I don't know what else to call it. We've talked about it for sales where you have like a poster board, or even you have like, one of these ready to go, and you go live in your VIP group, and you are basically like auctioning off each one of your cards for party bookings. So you're like, okay guys, every single one of these cards inside here has a really badass prize. I would, in this instance, don't do your booking vouchers, make every single one different. I would then, as you're live, be like, I cannot wait to give David away. I can't wait to give Ryan away. This is going to be awesome. So all I need from you guys is for you to pick your man. When you pick your man, then you get to claim them by saying, I want Ryan. I am going to peel Ryan right off of here. We're going to get him naked and pop his little envelope, and we're going to see what your prize is. And then you're actually going to open it, and you're going to be like, woohoo, okay, Micah, you got hooked up with a free $30 shopping spree. Oh my God, I cannot wait to get you hooked up with this. As soon as I hop off of this live, I will message you for details. So Ryan is done. Ryan is off the board. Micah, Ryan is all yours. Okay, who else have we got on here? Who wants, David, who wants Shamar, who wants Jared? And you guys are making a big deal about them picking this. But again, you guys could do this with flip-flops. You guys could do this with a poster board behind you with Post-it notes stuck to it. If you guys have a like a background, like I bought a sequined background on Amazon for like $20, and I just hang it over one of those super cheap little clothing racks so that behind me is just sequins, and you could pin the prizes to the sequins behind you and do it that way. It gives you a really nice backdrop for your lives. Super easy to set up and take down, so you don't need a ton of space to do it. Or if you even have like a curtain rod in one of your houses, you can hang it over the curtain rod real quick and then just set your phone up there and do it that way. But yeah, so that's kind of a fun way to book parties live. I would let people know though ahead of time that that's what you're doing. I would really amp them up to join you live. That way it's not kind of this random thing. I would also, if you have one or two friends in your VIP group, I would actually ask them to pick a prize to break the ice. If nobody else is breaking the ice, is to just have her like, hey, Micah, can you hop on my live with me at 7? If by 7:05 I look like an asshole and nobody's booking a party with me, will you hop on and book? I won't hold you to it, I promise. But if you want to do it, that would be awesome. But I just need somebody to kind of break the ice for me. Are you down to do that? So it's kind of like putting in fake parties into your calendar because it looks empty and sad. So same thing. So just kind of set it up for a little bit of success. Okay, so then there was one other thing that I forgot to, scratch-its. Scratch-its are kind of fun. People like to use scratch-its. You guys could do it exactly the same way as the pass or play. Just put little scratch-its on the sheets instead of, or you could even have scratch-its in the envelopes. And again, same thing. You're like, you guys, there's freaking scratch-its in here. Like, who doesn't love to scratch off a scratch-it? You can kind of show them and do it that way. Let's see, there was one other idea that I had, but I don't remember what it was. Email via the media center, do a booking blitz. I do 3 emails back to back to back, 1 each day. I get about 80% more response on that 3rd day. I also let them know they are going to get 3 emails from me back to back. Do not unsubscribe, it will stop. And then I don't have the issues with people unsubscribing. Vendor events are obviously a good place with the summer. You guys go out, go do fun things, go to events. Go back to your maybe later lists, go back to your funnels, go back to your connect cards, go back to your customers. I actually really like saying, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you. I have super limited availability for July and August. I have about 2 dates left or 3 dates left. I wanted you to get first dibs. Do you want this day, or this day? So again, you're assuming that booking, right? You're just saying like, this is it. Obviously, if she needs another date, she's like, oh man, none of those will work for me. Okay, what would work for you? Let me see what I can do. So come on in, hon. So those are all the bookings ideas that I have. I will post some of these ideas. Hey, come on in. We're just wrapping up our boot camp. So I will post these ideas for you guys. I will post the booking vouchers. The recording will also be available. But since we have 3 more minutes, do any of you guys have any questions? No, you guys are so easy. I want to remember what that stupid, was it the scratch-its? Maybe it was the scratch-its. You guys could do a tester on new theme ideas. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. All right, well then I will let you guys go. Thank you guys all so much. Stop the recording.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye guys.